Can you do 1 in 3 minutes, Madeline?
I don't know because this one was so good.
Do you need longer? I could do maybe a quick one.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else I read.
We do on Sunday too.
Okay. Let me see if I read any. Let's do
I read a Stephen King one.
Oh yeah, let's do that one. I don't know why, but I'm just not a fan of Stephen King. And I think
I don't think I've ever read anything.
okay. So Motherland Liz tried to make us read it one time for book club, in the very OG book club. And that is when I started to dislike Stephen King. But then we read The Tower and it was pretty good.
Dark Tower is so good.
Dark Tower is good.
So I read Fairy Tale, which is like a newer book by Stephen King. I got it for Christmas last year. I forgot who got it for me. Sorry, I think mom did. So I normally really like Stephen King, obsessed with the Dark Tower series. And I was like, this is called Fairy Tale. This will be excellent. I rated it like a C+. It wasn't amazing. I was very sad, but I finished it. But so the book is about this young boy, and he ends up meeting his like older neighbor that lives up the street, and he falls and he takes care of him and his old dog. And then the guy dies, but he leaves him a tape that's like, go look in the shed. And in the guy's shed, in the ground is like what looks like a well, but it's like a tunnel that has stairs going down. And you walk down it, and he goes with the dog, and you walk all the way down to the bottom. And it's a different world. And you like walk out, and it's not like a tunnel world. He like opens up, and there's like a sky, and there's a whole nother world. And it's like all these kind of like dark fairy tale creatures, or like fairy tale people, like in stories, kind of like live there too. And he goes and meets people, and some people's faces are kind of like disfigured and like blurred kind of, and they can't really talk. You can't find out what's going on, but it turns out in this world there's a sundial, like this huge sundial in a palace that's been taken over by these bad people. But if you put something on the sundial and you turn it backwards, they like age in reverse, so they become younger. So he takes his old dog there because he wants to make the dog younger, because the dog's really sick and old and he doesn't want the dog to die. But he has to go through all this stuff, and there's like evil trolls, and there's like magic, and there's like bad stuff. And meanwhile, he's just like gone down this portal and left a note for his dad that's like, hey, sorry, be back later. And his like poor single dad, who's like dealing with alcoholism and is like very emotionally fragile, just like thinks the son's disappeared. I was just really sad about the old dog the whole time, and it was hard for me to concentrate on everything else. So it got a C+. Was not amazing, was good, was not amazing.
Did the dog live?
Spoiler, dog lives. The dog becomes younger and the dog lives. But then he never takes the dog back, so the dog doesn't the dog will eventually die. As all dogs do.
How come you didn't rate it higher? What was it missing?
I don't know. It was just kind of like, oh, okay. There was something like amazing. It was just meh. Would probably not recommend. You can skip it if you've got a lot on your TBR. I'd skip this one.